How did people not talk about this anime? Sure, it got some weaknesses, but I think it was a really fun and lively show and I wanna make a video about it. Since it is a lesser known series, let's play a little guessing game to see how many of you guys are able to recognize the show if you haven't guessed it already from the blurred background video or the thumbnail. I give you some hints and you guess the show. Hint number 1. It's a show that aired in fall of 2021. It's a pretty broad hint, but maybe you're a major otaku and you can guess it. And while you're making your guess, I'm gonna remind you for spoilers, I suggest you leave the video if you don't want to be spoiled, cause personally, this is a really great show. Now that that's out of the way, hint number 2. It has a rating between 7 to 8 and MAL. No, it's not Komi-san, nor Blue Period. Hint number 3. It's an idol anime, and I'm sure that'll throw a lot of you guys off. But that should narrow it down enough, cause it's the only, if not one of the few idol animes that season. Yes, I'm talking about Selection Project. Yeah, okay. A couple major plot points of Selection Project does coincide with the major plot points of Idly Pride, but you see, I haven't watched Idly Pride. If the show is as good as they say, and if I love the show as much or more than Selection Project when I do get the chance to watch it, then I'll probably make a video about it. But I'm just saying, Selection Project has set a pretty high standard. For those of you who haven't watched the show, Selection Project is, according to my research, an anime based off a multimedia project, which basically means multiple mediums of entertainment, not only producing an anime but also manga, music, and producing a group to sing the song with dancing choreographies and such, more than one medium, hence multimedia. I think that's how it is. The idea was founded in 2018, inspired by the former idol group Onyanko and the 90s TV show Asayan, where the producers auditioned the contestants and, if approved, produced them to become idols, singers, or group. They also took inspiration from reality TV shows such as Terrace House, the kind where the viewers follow a group of participants living a life in one home together. After the manga was published in July 2021, the anime series Selection Project was released during the fall season later that year. The story follows a TV show with the same name, where they select 9 girls from auditions they did in 9 different prefectures, bring them into an isolated villa/resort, and enter them in a competition, last girl standing situation. The girl or girls who pass all 3 screenings will be produced by the TV show to become an idol, and the one who gets to decide whether the girls will pass or fail each phase are the votes of the viewers. Based on what I have heard and from what I've read from the summaries of a few idol anime, the reality TV show setting is quite different from your normal idol anime of simply following an idol group growing within the industry. You can even say it's pretty unique amongst anime in general. The only anime I can think of the top of my head that's most similar is the ones within. At first glance, it does seem like a normal battle royale style show where each individual faces off against each other, but like the ones within, the viewers kinda decide whether they pass or fail. Not only due to the viewers deciding the fate of the contestants aspect is the show different, but the focus of the anime. You see, unlike Kaiji Danganronpa, Darwin's Game, and other death game anime, where the show mainly focuses on the tension and the story, Selection Project emphasizes the characters. So among Last Man Standing shows, the show is different as it takes a more optimistic approach, while among idol animes it differs with the audition/competition aspect. Take the competition setting and place friendly idols in it, you get Selection Project. If you search the show, it will refer to itself as an Idol X Audition X reality TV show multimedia project. The idol aspect is obvious. The audition theme resulted in the competition setting, while the reality TV show idea refers to the focus on the relationship development of the girls. Which segues to my next point. You see, all those premise and setting stuff were nice, they were cool, they were creative, but honestly, despite what I just said, when I was watching it, it didn't feel anything particularly fresh. It might be a reality TV show style anime, but we have seen reality TV shows in real life. Despite the mix of idol and last man standing ideas, the story was nothing exceptional either. So that is not why I love this anime. The main reason why I love this anime is because of the sheer life of the anime. From the characters, to the animation, to the overall production quality. This show is pure life. It might not have felt fresh, but it was really enjoyable just watching the girls being in that reality TV show setting. You wouldn't see the plot or story as anything bizarre, but the show just immerses you in it so well. I'll talk about the animation first, since you're probably bored by now if you haven't clicked away. I'm gonna show you a montage of peak animation, and I guarantee that the animation will convince you to watch the show. Watch. That was so clean, you gotta admit it. The animation is bonkers good. The colors, the shadows, the lighting, it just looks so authentic and real and detailed, but it's animated. It has depth, the movements are so smooth, the backgrounds are next level, insane 2D and 3D animation. I've seen some clips of Idly Pride, Idol Masters, and Love Life, and damn, idol shows got it good. The show might be lesser known since it is an idol anime, and the lack of tension dulls the story, but people didn't talk about the animation? Damn. You know, I always dislike singing scenes in anime because I never had a good experience in watching them. The lip sync is sometimes out of sync, and the energy between the vocals and the movements of the animation just doesn't fit, but this anime just flipped my whole perspective. To be fair, recently I have been more open minded to singing scenes, but this scene just. You can still tell there's a difference between 2D and 3D animations, but the 3D animation still follows the character and animation style of the 2D animation. And the 3D animations are not the rotoscope kind, they are 3D animation. I truly want to know who was responsible for the animations of this show. Studio Dandelion responsible for the 3D, but the 2D animation was also amazing. I need someone to give credit for the animation. Was it the key animators, the storyboard, the animation director, or the cinematographer? I guess all of them, but I need someone so that I can watch out for their next products, for their next involvements in other animes, because the animation is just too good. Not only the animation, but they also did an amazing job for the sound design. The waves of the ocean, the squeaky noise of the floor, really crispy and nice. And when they used only one yell, when they played the piano version of the melody over an emotional scene, that was just an experience. It's just, man, the production quality is just life, I'm telling you. The other half of the life comes from the girls. There are 9 girls and Selection Project handled all of them well. Obviously, Suzune and Reina are still the main characters, but the other 7 were still given a great amount of focus. And a cast this big, managing to give every girl a strong presence in the series, especially even from early on in the show, is actually amazing. Every girl manages to distinguish themselves with their personalities. The characters are based on common tropes, but I would argue that in the show's case they did well to not make the tropes annoying, but rather interesting and attractive. The girls have a balanced amount of lines, no lines feel too forced, and their lines really do reflect their personalities. You know that feeling when a really interesting side character finally gets his or her time to shine, and we just get to see more of the character in action? That's a great feeling, and that's what it feels like at least half, if not the entirety of the show. The girls were just background characters at first, used to picture the setting of the TV show, but as the show proceeds, the girls gather and become main characters. The dining table scene in episode 3, where the girls introduce themselves to one another, was absolute gold. Through this scene, This single scene, the girls instantly made their stance on the series, differentiating one from the other. Every line, every behavior, every gesture just speaks so much for the character's character. Especially after making my spy classroom video, which if you're wondering got blocked, and how I mentioned the poor build of the girls there, it was really refreshing to see a great display of characters. And they maintained the strong presence of each girl throughout the show. I tried to isolate the more weaker girls, but I gotta say I couldn't. Other than Susune and Rena, the rest of the girls are equally strong and appealing. You know how I mentioned the last man standing setting earlier? Yeah, the tension from the setting is used to build the girls' relationships. Every problem and drama the girls encounter makes them closer to one another. I know it sounds obvious and cliche, cause like every story ever does that, but it was really a fun experience. Watching every interaction of the girls, be it when they're eating together in the canteen or talking out a problem, was just really entertaining. Paired with amazing animation, cinematography, and sound design, the show just has so much energy. I'm not saying the story is bad, it's okay, but I believe it's just there to supplement the girls' interactions. And the drama, excluding the drama at the end, is pretty solid. They tackled the issue of having conflicting ideas in a group. The girls faced the dilemma of whether to vote Reina out or not, which was my personal best drama of the show. And there was also the theme of sacrificing their dreams for one another, which led to all the girls being eliminated, which was the peak of the girls' development. The girls deciding to create their own group was the result of their grown relationship. I know what you're thinking. Sounds like cute girls doing cute things and it's just too happy-go-lucky. And you're not exactly wrong. Firstly, the girls are mature-looking girls and not the moe type. But yes, if you're taking the standpoint from the story, it does fail in that regard. Some of the dramas end too peacefully, considering the character's original behavior. Rena being the first to confront Suzune when Suzune was insecure of her scar was pretty questionable. I didn't think Rena developed well enough to be the person that comforted her. She was still prioritizing her own goals. The issue of who to kick out in the third screening feels like it should have more drama than it did, and as mentioned, it does contain a major plot point similar to that of Idly Pride's. As a newcomer though, it was really cool, cause I like how the donor theme brought some drama with Reina becoming discouraged. The directing was really well done there as well. I love and will recommend the show. Watching the girls living in the situation that they're in was an experience, hence reality TV show. The dramas were not all bad. They contain themes of insecurity, feeling the sense of being dead weight, finding one's goals, the donor theme of the donor wanting the help person to feel happy, and the issue of one's own goal versus one's friendship. There's also watching the girls building their own idol group and failing in the beginning, which was really relatable because it was really inspiring. The dances and the music as well. The opening and ending was beautiful, both the music and the visuals. I'm not a fan of dances, but I still enjoyed their choreography. My favorite has to be Splassoda. I have seen some clips of other idol anime and their animation does seem much cleaner and clearer, and I do prefer some of their choreographies. Except when compared to Splassoda, I think Splassoda was really amazing and lively. But hey, our show made an effort to give each girl unique clothes for their performances, which really adds to their characters and distinguishes them. Plus, our show shows more skin, amateurs. Your series might have really adorable moe-ish girls and your cutesy-wootsy idol songs, but ours have more mature girls with modernish, more techno songs. Though, I kinda do like the more cutesy-wootsy, less techno idol songs. Oh, but we also got the documentaries for the production phases of the show. That's your fault for not being produced by Kadokawa. I love this show, and I am willing to place this show as a potential candidate for one of my favorite animes of all time. And I just watched this anime recently. I only have 3 favorite animes at the moment. I do have shows that used to be my favorites, but now I still love them, but not as much as these 3. You'll see if this show will make it to one of my favorites, cause one of the requirements is that I am able to go back to this show over and over, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, I shall place this show slightly below my favorites, which is the S tier. Hey look, I finally updated my ranking all animes tier list like after months. That's right, I'm still working on this plan/project, but I'm just really taking my time. I don't know if you have noticed, but I added a favorite tier because some animes really deserve the S tier, despite not being one of my favorites. And I think I might add Akame ga Kill to that tier, so still below Selection Project. Yeah, below Selection Project above Akame ga Kill. I really love the show. I love the girls, man. Come on. I know the show is not gonna be for everyone, because the main attraction is the daily life and the development of the girls with some drama. For heavy plot story seekers, it might not be your forte, but I really do recommend it since they directed the show really well. And because of Selection Project, I am really interested in watching more idol anime, and maybe, I'll even make a video about them in the near future.